Good morning, kids. This is Pastor Tony, and this is today's Bible Spot. Today, I want to share some good stuff that I got when me and 15 young people went to Ecuador. We worked hard to build a playground out of rocks and have special services to tell the people in a little village there about the love of Jesus. They were so appreciative that they gave us a bunch of great stuff. I'm wearing one of them today. It's handmade. And so is Diego. It's a great mask. He thinks it's a pandemic mask, but it isn't. Did you know that I have a bunch of stuff? Most of it is under my bed, baskets of stuff. Then there is God's stuff. Well, what do we do with stuff when we talk about missions? Will you do the honors, Diego? Roll it, Ian.
I might want to say that again.
Well, Sammy is, he likes to be the center of attention, likes to have fun, and he's a leader, and kids tend to follow him. And he's focused, and when he's committed to something, he goes all out. And when something's right, even from the youngest age, he's almost willing to die for it.
If anything that God says to do, then it's pretty much going to be good. It's going to be for the right, not for the wrong. Well, I gave all my money that I had for Grain of Hope, which is where they go and give out grain to poor people. I just had like this kind of sort of feeling that I never felt before, that really made me feel good about it, that made me want to give it all.
He spent time growing up in Burkina Faso, and he saw these people sick, and he saw people that were handicapped, he saw people that were hungry, and he saw people that needed help, and he knew that they were real. But also he understood that God loved them. And if this was God's money, then God would want to help the people that he loved.
We have the offering at church tomorrow for Grain of Hope.
The kids have been saving up, and in our household, we try to teach good stewardship. So we got the banks that have 3 sections.
We give 10% of the money to God into the tithe. Then some of it will go into my savings, and then the rest will go into my spendings.
He looked at his mom and says, I really want to give everything. And Alice said, just a second, we got 3 sections. If you want to give your spending money and your tithe, okay, we're okay with that. But this 3rd section is savings, and you need to save up.
My parents were telling me like that I could buy a car or go to college, and maybe I could even buy a house with that money.
He said, Mom, how can I go to college, or how can I buy a car when these people are starving? I can walk. About 20 minutes later, Sammy says, hey Dad, I decided that I wanted to give everything I had to Grain of Hope. What are you going to give?
Well, the big idea here is that our stuff isn't really our stuff because it's God's stuff.
I really feel like God looks down and says, hey, I want to teach you something. I want you to see how big I am. And so I want you to handle this money or this talent to glorify me. And sometimes that means you're going to give it away, all of it. And you know what? You do it because you know God can give it back to you, and He will take care of you.
When God tells me to do something, I want to do it no matter what, even if it's giving all my money or giving all I have. That felt really good. because I knew that I put in my share of that money, and I'll be helping a family live for 6 weeks.
Kids, you know, the real end of the story about Sammy giving everything is that if you ask Sammy, one of the funnest, one of the happiest things he did all last year was giving everything he had.
Like Sammy, has God told you to do something? So here is today's bumper sticker, a quote from Jim Elliot, a missionary who gave his life for the people of Ecuador. He is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain that which he cannot lose. And our scripture today is Luke chapter 6, verse 38. Give, and it will be given to you. Goodbye. This has been today's Bible Spot. Hey, what's under your bed?